Should we clap for that? I think the whole room right now is thinking the same thing. It's a foul. Got more parts than it. Here you go. I got you. No more trailer park. I have been lucky enough to. Squad. Oh, did Zoom come out with a new rule today? I can't minimize this. Awesome. That's what's up. Is there another way to do it? No, just that's what's up. Pretty sure yesterday I could minimize it, but okay. Okay. That's annoying. Energy. I'm gonna know when you are recording this meeting. Well, I did yesterday, but okay. Okay, we got news in 2 minutes. I started this a little bit late because I just want to see the news with y'all and see how the markets react. If you are in take profit trader, close any trades you have open right now. Your account will be gone if you do not. So close that out as I figure out how to close you guys out because this is annoying. It's just not a thing anymore. It's just not a thing today. It was a thing yesterday. Okay. Well, looks like I gotta do something like that. Yeah, Zoom is an eggplant. We got Powell speaking in 20 seconds. Powell is probably the most important speaker that we ever get. He is a crazy old white man. And when he speaks, the markets go bananas. If you're on take profit, remember you cannot take a trade until 1 minute after he speaks. And we're going to see what happens here. All right, 7:30. Now we have to wait for this 1 minute to close before we can take any trades. Powell is speaking right now, so that should be done in about 5 minutes. And I expect, usually what I do when the news comes out is I wait for one of these zones to tap in and I take my entry. As you can see, I added another long zone down here. This is a bit of a weaker zone, but it has been respected. Our short zone, everything has been respected this week and last week. At some point, one of these is going to break. This was yesterday's long zone. It broke, but I got in a little bit later, so I didn't get stop loss. I got exactly what I needed out of it. Then we came back in. So we broke down below it, but then as soon as we came back in, we broke above it, retested the bottom of it, and then we were straight all day. And now I'm just waiting 50 seconds for Powell. He is speaking at the moment. 7:30. Yep, here he goes. Once he says whatever he's going to say, this market is going to go nuts. So trade with absolute caution today. We've already got a 30.1 minute candle here at the open. Today should be a very, very cautious day of trading, at least for the next half hour. US 30. Caught a really nice trade off that trend line and missed my alert by like 20 points. I think Sam trigger fingered into it, so that was a beautiful trade. This was about, let's see, off the trend line was 784. We came all the way down to 346. Um, it's about 400 points. Yeah, it's about a 400 point trade, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see real quick off the trend line. Yep, 440 points in total. Mm. All right, so we are now 2 minutes past 2 minutes past the news, so we can take a trade at any point. I'm still gonna wait for this to push into a zone before I do anything. But yeah, this is already a really nice opening. Obviously, you can see what happens. Powell speaking. We are pushing. That is a decent 30-minute candle. See what happens when we get into our short zone. But we are cranking right now. Bang, boom. Oh, you guys can't see my nonsense. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're good to go here. So yeah, let me just go back over everything I just said there. Powell, my voice in the morning is gnarly. We had Powell speaking. I don't know if it came out yet. Let me check. Oh, that's why I couldn't minimize it. It was my fault. Look at that. Ain't that something? I love when I blame other things for my problems. I'm really good at it. So Powell's news hasn't come out yet, even though he has spoke. We would see actual and we would see forecast here. Powell is he is pushing us. Also, I'm just waiting for this account to get to 9,000 today. So I have a really small goal for the day of 700 bucks. This has been a really good week and a half for me already. This was at 150,000 last Tuesday. We're at 158,000 this Tuesday, so that's an $8,000 week. Cannot be mad at that. Looking to get up to those 15 to $20,000 weeks, but right now I'm going slow and steady. And yep, still waiting for a zone to tap into. You know, I'm not taking anything early, never do. Nearly new Jeep time. Yeah, I actually decided against the Jeep. I was having nostalgia because I kept seeing pictures of my old Jeep that I really liked, but then I remembered why I got rid of that old Jeep. And to be honest with you, they just don't have any space. However, my new Ford F-150, now that thing's got a goddamn living room in the interior. It's a man's truck. So I no longer want the Jeep. Now I just want a bunch of money again for whatever reason. I'm gonna go look at houses today actually so that I can possibly throw a house here on Preston's property, buy a piece of land from him and throw a house on it since it looks as though I will be in Montana for a while. We've got the studio going up. We have the workspace going up. So there's really no reason for me to leave here. Plus, KO's nice and calm in Montana. You know, I don't be outside. I don't be partying. And that's big because anytime I go to a city or I go and do anything, I let the demon out. So right now I'm just trying to keep my demon at bay, my party demon, my goblin. Uh Hoping we get a push into a zone here, but nothing crazy yet. See what the Dirty Dow is doing. Dirty Dow ain't doing nothing. That is still just in huge profits from yesterday's trend line. Did almost come down into our long zone as well, but not quite. This was yesterday's wick. If you took the trend line, I think Sam might have been the only one to take it, but she had a nice catch on that. I wanted to wait for the zone. I didn't want to take it off the trend line, but trade was there. Really hoping for something big here from Nas in the next 3 to 4 minutes. We'll see. This has been a really nice 30-minute candle already, though. We've got about 946 to almost 100-point 30-minute candle. So that is a news candle. I mean, shit, it hasn't even been 30 minutes, excuse me. Let me go down to the 5 minute. We've got probably about 100 points on the last 5 minutes. All right, we are pushing steady. I'm gonna set my alert here in my short zone, right in the middle of it, base it off of this support rejection here. I don't want to get in too early. As I said, I want my stop loss to make sense, so my alert will be going right around here at 2104. If you want to start placing entries at the beginning of this zone, that's solid. My stop loss is going to be 2160. But yeah. So here's what news does, News for the most part usually just pushes you into a zone. Again, the zones are always the zones. Let's see what gold is doing because I've had gold marked up perfectly. I just don't take it. Yeah, so here's another gold. Here's a gold buy actually that was marked last week. And then I believe we had a gold sell all the way up here. This was last week as well. So you could have rode this from 381 down to 305. That's a $75 gold trade. But again, I just don't trade gold. The markups are fine. Everything's fine. It's not my bread and butter. See if Powell came out yet. Are we gonna get an update on this or no? The disinflation trend shows signs of resuming. I was speaking on the we want to be more confident in inflation moving down towards 2% before we start reducing hot time. Okay, so looks like Powell is continuing to say that we are in a disinflation trend. I don't even know what that word means. Disinflation. I know what inflation means. Disinflation is a temporary slowing of the pace of price inflation and is used to describe. Okay, so basically he's just saying prices are not inflating at the moment, or that's how he sees it. Damn, I wish we would have caught this right off of the long zone, but it did not tap my alert and missed my zone by 3 points. What an unfortunate series of events. And I'm still still sitting on my fingers here waiting for this to reach my zone. I'm gonna go search around for some moving averages, see what else we got going on with this zone. Nothing on the 4 hour. Nothing on the 2 hour. So we've got a full engulfing 30-minute here. That's engulfing all of this. 30-minute is oversold at the moment, barely, but it is getting there. We do have all of our moving averages below us, it looks like, so that's not a great sign. Damn, look at this 45-minute candle. Over 100 points on this 45-minute candle. Hello, Mohammed. How are you? Just gonna wait another little bit here. This isn't this is if you want to enter shorts here, it's right around where it needs to be. For a scalp, just keep it modest on your TPs. I'll probably end up waiting until about 8 o'clock here. Give me my chat. I'm good, Mohammed. Thank you for asking. What a fucking news candle though, huh? So this is what I mean by a news candle. You guys see this 45-minute as opposed to all of these. These are all the same time frame candles, but this one is just massive compared to these. And that is a news candle. Yeah, dirty is not going to come back up to here anytime soon, not during this news candle at least. So my hands are off this. Missed our short zone or missed our long zone by a tiny little bit again. I'm very I'm very conservative when it comes to US 30. I do miss a lot of trades by 10 to 20 points, but US 30 just moves so fast that I want to be super safe in my entries. Nas is officially in our short zone. We've got a minute left on this 45, which means we got a minute left on the 15. Damn, that long zone just barely missed. Oh, well, actually, this was yesterday's long zone. So the zone is the zone. Here Nas comes into our zone. It's already dropping down. Touch and go, touch and go. Tapped into our zone. We're already down about 10 points. I am waiting for my alert, or at least to see what the end of this 15-minute candle does. So right now we're just on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing's changing for me. None of these zones are changing. Everything is exactly the same. We're still in this consolidation. Nothing has broken yet. Like the charts are staying exactly where they are. So there's no reason to change any of this right now. Obviously, this short zone is already working out. Ready right around TP1 if you took it at the top. You got in at the beginning of our zone, 2077. And we came down to 2050 already, if I'm not mistaken. 2053. So there's your 24 point, 25 point TP1 already from the top of that, from the beginning of our zone. But I am holding tight. I'm waiting to see what happens here. Again, I really am just looking to make 700 bucks today so I can be as patient as I absolutely want to be. But the zone is the zone, guys. So whenever you guys want to start stacking entries, whenever you want to start doing whatever you're doing, we are in our zone. We could easily see a push to the top of the zone, or we could easily see a rejection from here. That's the thing with a zone, right? You never know exactly when to enter it. But that's just why you need to keep proper contract sizing. Make sure you don't over leverage on that first entry. Give yourself a chance to stack another entry up here, stack another one up here. Also on futures, when you stack entries, they don't get separate entries. So let's say everybody watch my yellow lines here. If I took a sell, let's say right here at this line, and then I took another sell here at this line, both of my cells would move to here. So they average out in the middle. That's how it works on futures. If I take a sell, just for purposes of explaining, let's say my chart was at 20,000 flat and I took one contract. Then I took another contract at 20,100. Both of my contracts would move to 20,050. So it evens out, it meets in the middle. Now, if I have one contract on the bottom and two contracts on top, my entry will be closer to that top entry. So just remember that if you're trading futures, you're not stacking entries, you're simply giving yourself a better entry if the one that you're in at the bottom is in a fair amount of drawdown. My alert is about to be tapped into here. But what a push. What a push. So I might even keep my hands off it for another 13 minutes. It's not a very long time, and we'll see what it does when the hour closes. I'm not seeing much candle confirmation at this point. We're not even oversold yet on the 1 hour, not necessarily. I don't think we have any moving averages going on over here. All the moving averages are below us. So to be conservative, I'm gonna wait the next 13 minutes for this 1 hour candle to close. I'm not gonna get in just yet. Even my alert hasn't even hit yet, so we got about 4 points away from my alert. The zone is the zone. We are in the zone. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my 5-minute fib here. And I'm just gonna see. So I'm gonna go from the top of my fib, right? Per usual, which is up here, and I'm gonna drag it down to the bottom of my fib, which is these candles right here. I'm just gonna see. Yep, so we have a 0.618 fib level at the top of our zone. That's another really good sign to me, but we need to get up there first. And we could easily just start rejecting here. Again, I am going to wait another 12 minutes before I take my entry. Patience is key. I don't have a huge goal today, just $700, so I'm just sniping my entry. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hands off at the moment. You guys will see me enter. I did start this Zoom a little bit late, so we'll be able to be on here for a minute. 7:27 I started this, so we have until 8:07. We've got another 20 minutes. And I am gonna just stay on here for the whole Zoom. I don't have anything else to do at the moment. So if you guys have any questions about anything, bro, y'all start firing away with questions while you have me on here. We tend to have like 10 to 15 minutes of open time at the end of a Zoom where nobody asks me any questions, but then you guys message me throughout the day, and I don't understand why you wouldn't just ask me here. So
Kale
not
hates
to
that
be
shit.
rude, but ask away. Start voicing what you're having problems with. There's only one way to learn.
Hey,
Uh,
Kate, what's your NQ at right now?
my NQ at the moment is at 20,064. It's
All
on
right,
this
thank you.
right here. So we
And then
just
what's your alert at?
my alert was at 21,004. We came up to 20,098. So about 6 points. This is my alert right here, this dotted line.
Yeah, I was just trying to compare your charts and your numbers to what my trading view says.
Okay, is it the same?
No, right now I'm at 20,045.
Yep, me too. We just shot down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's moving quick. Fucking missed my alert by a goddamn hair again. It's 2 days in a row. Everything's been missing by a hair from me. And yeah, shit, we're already 50 points from right where we were by that alert. But I am gonna give it another 10 minutes, see if we get another push back up. This could just be a quick correction, but the zones are staying the zones. Nothing is changing. News hasn't made anything go nuts. It just pushed us into the zone like I said it would. Clockwork. Clockwork, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, until this consolidation breaks, in order for this to break, we would either need to break down below here or break above this trend line. If we break above this trend line, this zone is no longer active. If we break below this lowest low, this is no longer active. But this is why we have two zones. This is our weak zone. This is our strong zone. This is our weak zone. This is our strong zone. So these zones are still very valid because as you can see, boom, boom, boom. We kind of broke below it here, but depending on your stop loss, you might have got caught. I was in this trade and I didn't get caught on it, but I did enter a little bit late. I took that live yesterday with you guys on the Zoom, so I was able to ride that for a TP. Look, so technically this is a short zone that we have, or excuse me, a weak zone that we have here, correct? But it's still touch and go, touch and go, touch and go, touch and go. And when we break through, this is another long zone we have, right? We obviously broke through this long zone right here, so you would have got caught with your stop loss. But all it did was go to the next zone, which this zone here, and then immediately reject. And then when it came back into our long zone, there's your re-entry. Boom, comes up to our short zone. And again, when this short zone broke up here, what did it do? It just came into our strong zone. Weak zone, strong zone. Weak zone, strong zone. Strong zone is for those with an impeccable amount of patience that are going to wait for this. Weak zones is for those people like me who are just going to take a zone because it's a zone. It's that simple. Anybody else with the questions? What do we got? No trading Thursday? Nope. Yes, sir, Danny. Zones are zones. Trading on Thursday? No. The markets will not be active enough. Also, I will be in Tennessee, Nashville. I will be there. I'll be back next week. I am gonna do a Zoom on Friday. Don't hold me to it, because I might get hammered Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever night July 4th is. I don't know. But no, we should be on Friday. We should be on for a nice freaky Friday. But if I drink too much the night before, then I'm not gonna do it, because when I drink the night before trading, these little fingers, they're way too triggery. I'm like, oh, I don't care. Yaga. It's not good. That's something that I've noticed from my trading that is not healthy. I cannot drink during trading or immediately before trading. That is why I do not drink on the weekdays. I simply drink on a Friday or a Saturday, one night a week, where I won't be affected the next day and I won't affect you guys. So thank you for driving me to sobriety, ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's real fucking fun here. 5 minutes left on this candle. Feeling for your energy. All right, guys, please ask away while we are here. Please, please, please. You will not bother me. You will, however, bother me if you ask me random questions later in the day that you could have asked me right now. I'm here, right in front of you, mouth working, pause, ready to answer away. So, fucking hawk tool. Know what I'm saying? I do like the way that this is setting up. We are getting some candle confirmation. We had a nice little rejection candle here. We are flipping back to bullish for the little bit of future that we see here. But this is what I mean by candle closure, guys. Right? Bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle. No type of proof of reversal anywhere here. As soon as we get to our zone, we start to see a little bit of a consolidation being formed. That's a good sign for me. So into our zone again, 30 points down immediately again. This is what scalping is, guys. And she is going. Zone is the zone. So, just because I'm being patient doesn't mean you guys have to. The zone is the zone. They work out 95% of the time. These are TP1s over and over, and that's what scalp life is. 30 points here, 25 points there, 30 points there. At some point you'll get a runner because your stop loss will be at break even, so you'll get a 150-point trade. But the point of scalping is to take your profit when you have that profit. If I have TP1, I'm going to move my stop loss in the middle of the two. If I get to TP2, I'm going to move my stop loss to TP1, and I'm just going to keep trailing my stop loss, protecting my capital. Need to know what platform you execute trades on. I'm on the platform, TradingView. This is where I trade right here. Here is my trade my trading trader. I don't know Savage, I don't know who you are. But yeah, feel free to tell me who you are if you're trading Forex or futures, and I can take you from there. If you're trading futures, this is where I execute. So right here is trading view. My trade of 8 is connected to trading view, and here is where I execute all of my trades. Right here in this handy dandy little side aisle. Very easy to do. And as a matter of fact, we have YouTube videos on it. So YouTube links in the Discord. Let me show you where it's at. Content, YouTube. One of these top ones here was one of the first videos I did. So just go through these until you find that video, and that video will teach you how to connect Trade of 8 to Trading View and all that fun, handy, good stuff. But yeah, this is, for me, the easiest way to execute trades. You can execute on Trade of 8. That's what I do when I have multiple accounts running. At the moment, I don't have multiple accounts running. That's something I only do with Apex. And I'm not rocking with Apex at the moment. Not for any specific reason. I'm just liking take profit right now. And I also started a cash account and immediately took all of my money out of that futures cash account because there is still an ample amount of rules which I just didn't understand. No, you don't need Ninja Trader. Apex can use Trade of 8 as well. And just sign in with it exactly the same way as you would. I've never used Ninja Trader on either broker. If you go to Apex, go to your dashboard. On the right side of your dashboard, okay, so just follow along here because I don't have an Apex account to show you. Go to Apex, log into Apex, click on dashboard. Once you click on your dashboard, it will show you your accounts that you have active on the left side, and on the other side will be your Trade of 8 login information. Go to Trade of 8, copy and paste that information, and then make sure your trading view is activated on your Trade of 8. And then you simply go here to trading view, click on trading panel at the bottom here, and then you're in. Short zone has given us TP over and over and over. I just haven't gotten my alert yet.
And take in mind, guys, all these platforms, they have professionals that work for these platforms that walk you through how to do this. The same way KO had to stop and read all the rules. Like, read the rules. Don't ask us first. Like, ask us stuff about trading related. But when it comes to actual functionality of, whether a prop firm or a broker is sanctioned or good, yeah, we'll answer those questions. But for the most part, like, all that information, it's right there on the front of your screen where it says Apex Facts, guys. Exactly. Thank you, Danny. So it's like, I think, and it happens so much that
we have videos on it.
Like literally, right? But you guys, not, and I'm not saying any of you individuals, but sometimes we can all get so caught up in, well, what do I have to do? I'll just ask this question. Just slow down and take the time to read. Like, just read the information. I've literally watched KO teach himself and read every single fact check, go on Reddit, tank probably 30 accounts, trying to figure out how to link all those 10 accounts properly. Like, guys, you guys have to do your due diligence. DYI is always like, you got to do your own research. Please, 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 guys. That's the only way you guys are going to get great, especially if you're doing one-on-ones with us. Like, the work you do when we are not around is going to show when we get on Zooms, and you're going to be that much further because you did your due diligence before we got on a Zoom. So guys, please, before you ask simple questions that the company that pays millions of dollars to create the website to give you all this information has, and they have people that do live Zoom calls also for those companies that break down everything that we do, probably a lot better because it's specifically for that company. So please, guys, go do your research first.
Yeah, and another reason just for me why, like when I was learning futures, there's plenty of people that I know that trade futures that I could have asked these questions to. But just in general, I think with anything in life, you're gonna remember it more if you just figure it out. Like, go do your research, take a couple of notes. You guys can ask me questions. I don't mind answering a question if we're on Zoom. But the reality of it is you're gonna learn better about these type of things if you just do a little bit of research and take some notes. Um, all the information is there. I taught myself how to do futures. As far as trading goes, obviously that all comes from Forex, but futures is entirely different platforms, and that took time, you know. That took a minute to learn. But the only reason that I'm able to even answer these questions for you guys is because I did sit there and I did my own research and I read and I went through every frequently asked question you could possibly ask. And then when I felt as though I was in a position to understand information, I would sometimes bring it to somebody who I know does futures just to make sure I'm right. More of a reconfirmation instead of trying to get a bunch of information out of somebody. Because again, I don't mind answering these questions, but I do think you're gonna remember more by doing the work and studying these things yourself. If you already come from Forex, it's not a lot to comprehend. It's just a difference of contract sizes, how the money works, and how the platforms work. In reality, futures is a lot easier. I mean, I'm trading straight off of Trading View, you know? And also back to what I was saying about that cash account. If you guys are gonna do cash accounts, I recommend staying with Forex. Um, I set up my futures cash account and I don't know if it's because I didn't put enough money in it. I put $3,000 in it, which I thought was a good amount of money, but I still was unable to hold past New York session. So anytime I was in a New York session and I was in a swing trade that I liked, it would just automatically close at the end of New York. And I was only doing one contract off a $3,000 account. So it's not like I was over leveraging or anything like that. I mean, shit, I was $900 in profit on my $3,000 account at the end of a New York session and it closed me. So again, it could be a rule that I'm missing because I haven't studied the cash accounts yet. I've been really focused on prop firms and getting that down so that I could teach you guys. But if you are gonna do cash accounts, just stick to Forex. The leverage is better. You can hold a lot longer. You have to deal with spread, of course, which is a pain in the ass, but yeah. Okay, so Nas has given us TP1 about 1,000 times from this zone. I haven't taken anything yet. I'm still waiting for my alert. But this is rinse and repeat right here, right now. One candle, two candles, three candles, four candles, each one of these running about 40 points. So this is just over and over and over again in this zone right now. TP1, TP1, TP1. And TP1 4 times is TP4. So, just fucking start executing, man. Start taking some trades. The zones are the zones. I don't mark these up randomly for you guys. I'm not like, oh, this looks like it might be a good zone. Like, no, I'm confident in the zones, and that's why I send them. Is it going to be a TP1 or a TP10? I can't tell you that. You need to manage that trade how you see fit. I show you guys every time how I manage my trades, and it works for me. It might not work for you, but for me, it works very well. So while we have people on the Zoom, let's go over again how I would manage a trade. If I entered, here's my yellow line. Pretend this yellow line is my entry. If I entered at the beginning of my zone, right here, 2076, that makes my TP1 2050. That's a 25-point TP1. Once I get to 2050, I'm going to take my entry and I'm going to move it. Oh, up. You stay there. And I'm going to take my entry and I'm going to move it halfway between TP1 and my entry. So 25 points. Once I get to my 25-point entry, I'm going to move my TP about 12 points into profit. Now, if I get to TP2, which would be 2025, somewhere around here, my stop loss is going to go to TP1. TP3, My stop loss goes to TP2. So my stop loss is changing to my take profits. That way, if it comes back up, I got taken out of TP1 or I got taken out of TP2 or I got taken out between. Really, this is the buffer zone. Your entry to TP1 is where you'll get caught most times if you're too quick with it. So maybe even just move your stop loss to break even. There's nothing wrong with a break even trade, you know. But again, this has hit TP1 over and over and over. So on something like this, I would have caught 12 points, 24, 36, somewhere around 50 points just off of these rejections. And 50 points on Nas with the minimum of one contract is $1,000. So yeah, managing your trades is going to be something you guys have to figure out. I can't control your mouse for you, but you guys see